So we are alive on YouTube. So yes, now we are prepared for the stream. Stream maximalism. Oh yeah, going AFK. Oh. Ooh, okay. Welcome to Kill Collabs. We have occupancy calendars that we are missing on the home front. Organizational calendars about the way that we choose to produce our freaking mind and existence in reality as it is. As it is. Okay. So, first on the calendar is to talk about the ways that we are producing in terms of the potential energies mm, that are finding their reason to exist. So we fire off into that abyss so we can see what's out there. And then we can find our fort for the fortnight. Yeah, so in order to achieve this end, we engage in the public excuse for nature, which is the polymath. All right, forget that. This is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the strange aspects of the traditions that we participate in. The cure is the disease underneath that's found its way into the underground tunnels that we've chosen to select with our own vision of our own time on Earth and all of those such adversarial combinations of thoughts that form the undercurrent waves and net spend money. Uh, what the thing is, an interesting aspect about that is that tunneling, or at least the process of tunneling, is a structure that is very natural to the creation of like most anatomical systems. The way that they create the crevices and the containers for the tunnel to manage that space, that's an interesting aspect of, for example, Minecraft, as we say, exists on Discord, and we have these applications where we are navigating underneath the concepts that we have. We stay up late at night to develop things so that we may conquer the morning. It's kind of like a shadowy cult. Developers, we stay up late at night, and because we're planning to take over the universe by the morning time. By morning time, 5 a.m., we've already taken over because we stayed up late. You see, so we're the shadowy people that meet in secret at night. The developers who are on computers, because the computers give us instructions, and we stay steady, beating, doing magical computer wizard stuff, squashing bugs, repeating bugs, creating bugs, the process of correction, the beatboxing of life, the hip hop, the electronic music, the fourth wave, the industrial revolution of time, the post capitalist marketplace of ideas. What's it called? The Escatonian hyper object type villa situation, the commons. That is the end of the tunnel in terms of the pipeline of the conditional pipeline. But we have alternative methods for seeing. That was a cold front, wasn't it? That was quite rude. Okay. Okay, so I have to get a job, you see, because I am behind on rent. Money is low. And also, on top of that, I need to come up. It's not just about getting a little bit of cash. I mean, I am writing my resume, but it's not, it's kind of hard to do that when you're a neat or a neat morph of those proportionalities of neatdom. Because, there are unique situations. The job market. Nothing's got to be said about that, right? But yeah, I need to get a job. And at the same time, though, I have the, Fubarch system. But I also want to do like patchwork UX solutions for, small scale. Like I was doing veterinarians, we could do ophthalmologists or other or something else, because they're kind of like standardized in terms of what's going on. Um, in terms of like there's like a, I guess not ophthalmologist, but like there's like a incentive to make sure that patients are prioritized. That's interesting because it adds another factor that's missing in more capitalist environments. So that's where we can kind of, or I was thinking there'd be more room for, different goals to explore. Yes. But maybe small businesses, I just need to start visiting. I really don't. I really don't know. It's silly. You know, they banned. Um, what are they? What is that substance called? Cannabis. They banned that thing, and now they got Blue Lotus, and it's like, it's not half bad. 25 pre rolls for $25. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get in focus. Get in focus real quick for me, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, you know what, man? This is what I think about a whole structure and governance model that I've got going for me. In terms of the credentials, kind of lacking, perhaps. Maybe I need to focus in on some type of regimented approach to my ideas, my ideals I try to live by, kind of use it as a crutch, an excuse for my life to move at a certain pace that is questionable, but not if you're wise. You're a wise wizard. So, with the current age and all that stuff, everyone needs to be, not everyone, but like it's sensible to be trying to do something unique and new and foundationally question uh, the way we are spending time, because time is so valuable and things are moving so speedily, quickly. Yeah, this sour slime liquor has given me a cold. They coincided as it is very strong. But yeah, so live streaming is a great way as a real-time interface in order to be able to communicate what I need to communicate as quickly as possible. Because that's really my problem. Because like I'm really just not on fucking pace with like what I need to say. So in order to accomplish that, we will live stream. Live streaming will produce this. I guess not. It's just me, the soul of the project, the product. Oh, the me. Oh, am I the product? Oh, let's say this. Rather than that, this is something I facilitate as a sort of like part time. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a live stream right now. Okay. So, yeah, that's about it. That's what's interesting about my situation. So, welcome to the devlog. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, the devlog where we, what was the other? The Earth Killer app. The killer app for the, something, whatever. Tycoon simulation roguelike something. Yeah, so given all these numbers and complicated figures, fuck all that. Okay, so we're going to start foundationally with more productivity because we have the force of our intention that is growing in a way that's more continuous when we have a more complete active form of communication, which I kind of feel is accessible through the medium of live streaming are different, live streaming in general. So that's why we do that. Um, Especially if you have a lot to say. If you have a lot to say, then that's really something you can focus on. That could be what you're doing in terms of your productivity, because that's the focus, maximizing our simplicity. All right. So, what's there to say? Yes, we're in a kind of a storm front in terms of the abacus of the astrological system that we are currently partaking in, if you're engaged in that type of thing. And, this is the hero's journey arc, the destination, the place where the moon rises. It's going to be the home of Poseidon or Salmon or Leo or the sun, but in its most wavy town, sun wave, solar waves, solar wave, solar punk wave, punks. What a shifting word. What a shifting word? What a shifty word, punk. About punks, they are just like anyone else. Yes. So, I guess the next stopping point will be the place where we decide, whoa, this is the partition where we manage our connection with the atmosphere that we are focused upon. That can be its own little conditional function. And But why? See, that's naturally the conclusion. That is the foregone situation of the normalization of Westman media. Okay. Now, in order to fix the room and set the stage for the correct organization of planning the conditional statements, that oh, is that really the way? Obviously not. So let's just leave room for the truth that we have some interesting answers to deal with and shuffle through, but we'll manage. That's the great part. So, hell yeah. Well, I think the moon's in Cancer right now. So, has to do with home, privacy, the systems. I mean, why does it do with privacy? You know, that's interesting. Because privacy has sounds like something that's more Scorpion. Scorpionic. But, mm, the veiled, you know, here there's 12 houses. 12 minds, 12 temples, 12 conditional statements that form. Hmm, that form are conditional statements that we choose to write on, choose not to write on, choose to do whatever we want with. So, given that all this is true, we can manage a sort of conditional statement where we can manage our own attention span and always be able to stay on topic in terms of what we wanted to start with in the first place, whatever that was. And once we find that, we're like, whoa, that's great, because we were actually producing something that's actively what we're engaging with what we have available to us when we're actually awake in this, focused, freaking choosing to be in the actual moment of what you're fucking on about. That's the fucking willpower of it, is the fact that it's like you have to choose to give a fuck enough to actually produce the wins necessary to engage with something you already fucking understand, to the point where you're like, what the fuck? But yeah, fuck that type of conversation too, but fuck everything that goes on in this place. So we do better things all the time. That's something we have to manage to do, but like at the same time, we have all these different directional currents and memories, foundational topics, and interesting procedures and mentalities and focusings and stuff, right? Despite all those types of things, we kind of have a sensible mindset. And then you can listen to reason and have a proper attitude about how to engage with your freaking life and the things you're dealing with, the systems, the conditional statements, and all those types of things that happen day to day. Let me make sure that I actually have audio. Okay. So, how do we do this? Well, we basically pay attention to what we're dealing with. Like, and it doesn't need to be so extend like effortful. Be- because okay, because it's all fucking noise. It's not noise. It's like a frequency, rhythmic. It's presence, existence, reality, vibrations. But at the end of the day, they're like secondary. You're reacting to something that you're part of, though. That's like what you're living in, and it's that's that connection. That's that love, earth, angel, focus on the connection, that type of mindset, and everything else follows afterwards. As it is. But yeah, well, that's here nor there. Okay, so okay. Uh, yes. Okay. So, oh yeah, the expanse of nothingness, which is another important aspect That's what provides the beauty of distance. In order to, it's nothing, then it's like I could run full speed into nothing and make no progress into it. It is the expanse itself. So that's really awesome. Incredible stuff right there. In terms of the the original code of the structuring that we participate in. If you've read uh, or if you've listened to the Gay Science by Nietzsche talks about it. I don't know if it was that book, but it's about like acting and how like Roman culture created acting being on stage. Sometimes you gotta go off stage. Sometimes you gotta fucking jump to a platform. What was I just talking about? We were just talking about stages. Nietzsche, and he was talking about acting and the fact that we are we have a form that we share with people was like, okay, you need to be able to call on someone, you know who it is, and I respond to whoever that is. That's my responsibility when I am around people. But when I'm in solitude, that's where things are more honest because they're more full of space when you're there. Okay, so that's why live streaming is interesting because it has that whatever. Fuck it, fuck it, bro. Oy. I have been working on a project. It's called foobarge.net. It's a pretty sick website that is a way to interact with hypermedia. And when I say hypermedia, I'm basically just saying on the web, the any type of media that exists, but also each piece of media describes what you can do with that piece of media itself. So, because of this, these pieces of media don't need to have like the person reading the media doesn't need to already know what that media is supposed to be used for. So because of that, you could the person, the author of the media has the ability to make media that is completely like without you set, it's like without constraints basically with like the way it's consumed. And that's possible due to the state of JavaScript and the ability for it to take over any type of situation and make it fixed to be able to take over it properly and make it run better and make it actually work. And it happens a lot faster without very much complication, and it's easy to write also. So even though people have problems with it, it's it's actually more pretty good. So yeah, I actually like JavaScript a lot, even though people hate it. It's like the most successfulest. It's like the most successful. It's like the most successful programming language, JavaScript, and you can use it on everything. So that's what makes it the best. But I mean, obviously that's not true. But mm, oh, okay. Hmm. So what is the next topic? Well, yeah. So we have Foobarch, which I've been very devoted to working on because I really don't understand how to solve any other problems in my life, really, except for that one. And but I know it's like I'm missing this. This is not good for me, so I need to go outside and actually get a job. Yes. End of live stream.